So I can't talk for that long right now because it's going dark. We're in the famous Tpott trees spot, the famous tree by the viaduct, and today we're going to be testing out the rope runner. I'm dead excited for this. It's quite an expensive bit of kit, but I had a little go of it and it was ace. Today we're on a brand new Adrenaline, and I've set it to friction setting 3. Yeah, 3, so I might need to adjust that, so it's kind of in the middle. We'll see how that handles on a brand new rope. So I'm quite excited. I've also got the ART rope positioner 2. I'm on a poison ivy rope on that. It's the swivel kind. Also have the Protoss today with the 3M Pelter earmuffs. I'll give you some information at the end of the video how to get a Protoss cheap. So here we go, I'm dead excited. It's been a long time coming. Got to make sure all these pins are clipped in. That's only the real safety aspect of it. Don't think this is the best device to start on if you're brand new in the industry, because there's adjustment, because you can essentially mess up and put too little friction on. It could cause you to slip right out the tree, so it is something you need to dial in. I'm not in work right now, hence why I don't have any chainsaw protection on. I'm just trying this out for fun, which is really important even for experienced climbers, to try out new gear. You don't want to be wasting someone's time if they're paying for you to be there. You're wasting their time learning something new. So first off, how simple and smooth that was ascending then. Rope wrench, I'm used to having something to grab and shunt up, so I don't have that here. So I kind of have to grab it from the bottom, which is something I'll have to get used to. I've got a neck tether on today, and I've got the Haas and the CT foot sender. It's a train. So that's too big. That's interesting. So that is something to know. I've used these Stein clips. This one's actually broken, the spring, but I just use that as a clip. It's actually too thick, so they do recommend the DMM one, so I'm gonna have to get a different clip. So what I've done is just tied on a bit of throw line just for now. I will take that off and get a thinner clip. Let's carry on. Anyway, this is the ascent. Oh yeah, it is smooth. Yeah, there's no resistance. I think when you have a hitch climbing system, you always face a bit of resistance. One thing I have noticed is you've got to tend it from the front almost, which isn't something I typically do. Maybe I'm tending that wrong. I mean, it follows quite well, to be fair. Follows up the line. So you can adjust these sliders and change the friction point by sort of raising and lowering this little grooved section. So it's just a bit jumpy there for me. I didn't really like that, so I've decreased the friction to see if that helps. So now I'm on 4. 5 is the least and 1 is the most friction. So I've decreased it by 1. Let's see if the issue was too little friction or too much. It was tending up the line very well. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a bit of a jumpiness almost, even almost like free fall or gripping too tight. It either had me completely or didn't have me at all. So maybe I should have added more friction, but this is 1 less. And it holds me. There's nothing wrong, it's not slipping or anything. Let's see if that's the issue. It ascends nicer like that. The first impression is I'm not totally getting on with it. I can't judge it yet, because I've only just tried it and my anchor point selection isn't the usual one I do on this tree. Just seems a bit jumpy. Now I am used to mechanical devices. I've climbed on the akimbo and zigzag. Now it may be this rope, and it may be that I'm too little friction. I'm going down the friction points at the moment, so this is the very minimum amount of friction. Maybe I need to add friction. So I started the video on 3, I just did a run on 4 and it was the same. Now I'm going on to 5, the least amount of friction. The jumpiness probably, or potentially, could be a factor of too little friction, so I could be making the issue worse here. But that's why I wanted to come out. I wanted to have a play round. So let's see, on number 5. Get a proper test, go to the top again. Not have much light left now. Not going balls to the wall. I've actually got a bit of a poorly shoulder. Nothing major, I just actually pulled it trying to get a saw going that was flooded. Let's see how it performs now. Ooh, ooh, something actually that's not dead twitchy. That's interesting. On a line this thin that it wants so little. Oh, that's so much nicer. Okay. I can actually adjust it now. I don't feel like a clanky beginner arborist anymore. I don't want to speak too soon. Oh, that's so smooth, and then it catches. Let's see the fall test. Falling off the branch, trusting a new system. It grabs from fully collapsed, letting go, it's grabbing. See, tending in with my little finger, it's smooth. Going out, which is the issue with the hitch climber setup. Sometimes you have to really collapse that system. I can literally tend that with one finger and it tends nice out. Bringing it in, don't even need to yank it on the top, I can just bring it in from the bottom, use my other hand. I think I've found the setting here. Took a bit of going through the settings there. Not quite 100% sure yet. We'll have to see how it tends with 2 systems. So obviously I need to climb on 2 in the UK. There's a single system. It's pretty cool. Let's get a bit of a longer flop down there. Yes, you can control it. That's nice. That's nice. That's the right setting. So if you've got the Adrenaline, you can let me know if that's the same for you. But that was so nice, the control I had then. Let's do another controlled drop to the ground. Let's see if we can keep it smooth but fast. Yes, it's all in control. And it almost wants to brake for you a little bit. If you just have it slightly, that's nice. Did take a bit of getting used to there. And like I said, tending it from the front. If you've got a DRT setup, you're always tending from the back. If it's a zigzag, you're tending from the rear. And that front one's attached into your system. So there you have it, that's the rope runner in the SRT setup. Didn't quite have time because it's going dark to try it in DRT, but I might have a part 2 video giving my first impressions in the DRT setup. So I hope you found that useful. I figured out a few things. It really depends on what rope configuration you have with this. I've put this on setting 5 and that works really well with the Adrenaline. I'll have to have a proper go on it, maybe doing some fells and some reductions. It's consistent on the incline, it's consistent on the decline with the right settings. I felt a bit like a robot at the beginning there when I had it on too high of a setting. I was dead clunky, it would drop and catch, drop and catch. But now I've got it to the right setting, that seemed really smooth, it seemed consistent. So I think I'll have a good time with that. Because we climb on 2 ropes in England, I don't know how it's gonna I don't know how I'm going to find it on two systems, having to tend from the front and then tend another system from the back, say a zigzag. I'll have to tend from the back and this from the front. It might get a bit tricky because I like to be able to tend both systems with one hand. I think a double rope runner would be ideal, but that'd be quite expensive. But my first thoughts, yeah, it was thumbs up. I definitely wouldn't say this is a review. Maybe in a few months I'll give a proper review, but first impressions are really good.